or some wigs.
Hey guys, Eggables here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Dark Knight's Death Metal Batman. And we'll start off by taking a look at the packaging. And here it is. Not much to say about it, I will say. McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse packages tend to be pretty bare bones. Not a lot of very pretty artwork like your Transformers boxes. Not to say they're not visually appealing to the darkness of my ginger soul. There's just not much to them. What you see is what you get. Get some writing here, the logo for DC Multiverse, and the character that we purchased. You get the logo for Death Metal on the side, as well as the name of the figure, Batman Dark Knight's Death Metal. You get the other logo for Death Metal on the top. You've also got some artwork on the back. You have Batman riding a weird bat cycle bone thing, and a scythe, as well as the previews for some other figures and their artwork on the back. You got Batman as designed by McFarlane. You've got a version of the Batman Who Laughs. You have Jokerized Superman. You got Deathstroke, and you got another Batman. With that out of the way, and we'll just very carefully put this off to the side. And now we can take a look at the figure and the accessories. You've got a little circular stand with a peg hole on it. These are pretty, as is the case with the boxes, simplistic. You get a little DC logo there, and the peg. There's a hole on the foot, on both feet, and you just sort of peg it in. And that helps the figure not just stand in general, but also give you some great poses. And considering these things have a hard enough time standing on their own, it's a good thing they give us these stands. Every box also comes with a card, a little trading card, I guess, with the same artwork that you see on the back. Of course, letting you know that it's Batman from Dark Knight's Death Metal. And it has a little data file on the back. Following the universe-shattering events of Dark Knight's Metal, the Earth is enveloped by the dark multiverse and has transformed into a hellish landscape twisted beyond recognition. Willing to sacrifice his own humanity for the greater good, Batman wields an evil Black Lantern power ring, which grants him the power to resurrect the dead. Now leading an army of zombies and riding a bat cycle made of bones, the Dark Knight wages war against the Batman Who Laughs and his omnipotent goddess, Perpetua, in his mission to save the DC Multiverse. With that out of the way, we will also safely put this off to the side. You also get this nice scythe that comes packaged into the hand. And it's a little difficult to take out of the hand the first time, and always frustrating to put back in. Dude. Why is it so awful? I find the best method to get the scythe in general is to just sort of start to get the stick in to the palm and to just sort of with one finger hold the thumb and to just kind of try to stick it in. It's kind of a pain, but that completes the look. Maybe it's because I've been spoiled with how easy it is to put weapons into the hands of my already too large Transformers collection. Seriously, help, I have a problem. But seriously, it almost hurts. There are all these spikes littered across the figure, and to get the scythe back into the hand, you have to press on the top of his hand here. Not enough to cut you, but if you did something dumb, like drag it across your hand the first time you got it, like I did, yeah, that hurts. But I can't fault it too much because the scythe looks great. You get this nice little effect going around the handle that looks kind of like fabric. The finish is a little dull though, but the blade at least looks cool too. Like half of a bat symbol almost. Probably the point, right? Makes you wonder if he's afraid of bats so much, why does he put them all over his body? Does he just not look in mirrors? Someone tell Scarecrow, poor guy just looks like he could use a win. Onto the figure. It looks nice. I really like the look of the trench coat over the bat suit. There's just so much detail on this figure. The skulls and the belt are a nice touch, and there's all these straps on the boots and thighs that are sculpted in very nicely. They even sculpted onto the gray portions of the suit to give it a texture. Heck, even the texture on the leather coat looks realistic. Feels realistic too, though you may not be able to tell from the camera. I can't say I really have a ton of complaints, other than the fact that I scratched myself like an idiot on the studs. And now we'll take a look at posability. You got this nice ball jointed head that allows him to look up this far and down that far. Great range. There are two joints at the shoulder. You can't really tell because of the coat. A ball joint and a butterfly joint. Right there. You don't get a ton of extra range out of the butterfly, but it's there, allowing you to do just a little bit of movement like that. Of course, as is the case with the hand, watch those studs when you're handling it. Ow. You get a really tight at first, there we go, movement at the shoulder, allowing him to move his arm out about that far, but it also feels like it's a bit constricted by the coat. There's a bicep swivel allowing for some good motion, but it's also kind of tight. A double jointed elbow that allows for a fantastic bend, and the wrist is also on a ball joint, allowing for some movement side to side and a bend downward. There's a ball joint at the abs that allows for not much of an ab crunch, but he can bend back and he can rotate around, which is good considering that restricted waist. He cannot move at all there. The figure can kick forward about this far and back not at all. He can do the splits. There's also a thigh rotation. There's a double jointed knee, but it may as well not be. That's about as far as it can bend. A ball joint at the ankle, which also allows for some bending, and a toe bend. As is typical with McFarlane figures, there's a ton of posability here, and while some of the joints are constricted a bit, you almost wouldn't notice. Plus, he's a pretty good size. Now on to some size comparisons. Detective Comics 1000 Batman with a different head. DC Universe Red Robin. The Batman Who Laughs. Optimus Prime. And Marvel Legends Civil Warrior. And now, let's get into the transformation. If you turn him face down like this, bend the legs up. Point the feet out, move the arms outward like so. You get a Batmobile alt mode. Very nice. I almost can't see any semblance of the figure anywhere on the body of the vehicle. Overall, I love this figure. 2 thumbs up. If you also like it, I've seen it at Walmart and Target recently, and I've even seen it at the Heroes Hideout. Mind you, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, I just love giving them a shout out. Otherwise, what did you think of this? Are you going to go pick this figure up? And is there anything you guys would love to see? I'm thinking about reviewing that Civil Warrior figure at some point. Check out my Patreon and follow me on Twitter. And with that, you stay classy, Internet. Peace out.